Hi, this is Kimberly. I'm going to be stepping back into covering the Gannon Stauch piece of grit case. Sadly, I left off from a series I was doing 8 months ago. I really don't know where the time goes. Shake my head. But I wish it would stop. Not stop. Slow down. You know what I mean. As time further drifted away from this case, the harder it came back to doing. It just seemed like too much work. And that's not directed towards my beloved little boy Blue, Sonic champion, the young, broad-smiling boy from Colorado Springs, Colorado. It was his stepmaniacal Letecia, I'll say it right in a minute. Her chaotic hyperactivity, ever since she wrecked and ruined our little boy Blue, has been more than I could keep up with. It's not that you've been lacking being informed of her ceaseless buffoonery, but apparently I had overlooked my original motive for the series I was doing. It was exactly because I couldn't keep up with her psycho ass that I was doing the thing I was doing, or the way I was doing it. If you weren't around or if you've forgotten, I was doing a very thorough series on the social media comments that were detonating all over social networking websites, Reddit in particular. I think that is as far as I had made it. I don't think I even got to Facebook and Twitter, or if I had, not very much. But if you'll recall, Piece of Shit was having quite the global broadcast meltdown. What turned out to be watching a train wreck in slow motion. It became hard to look away from. Without disrespect to Gannon, it's something that will instantly capture the attention of those of us who have a keen interest in true crime. What was unusual was she was so immersed in it, she was drowning. The fun part is, although her main social media accounts were deleted or hidden, there's still some little gems out there from her alt accounts where she would get on there and defend herself. So I'll be continuing on with this series. There was just a lot going on and a lot that people shared. There was a lot, and it was very interesting. So I want to pick up right where I left off from, and I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to replay my intro from that last video that I did back on October 25th, 2020. Shh, I know. It'll help me warm up while I get back into the groove of channeling Miss LIEarrhea herself, Letecia Stauch. Much love and peace, as always. Thank you for listening. Hi, this is Kimberly. Where did we leave off? We had started going over Reddit February 17th comments in relation to Gannon, Little Boy Blue, G-Man, Sonic Champion, appreciator of the color blue. Let's take a moment to think about blue. This is nature's color for water, the sky, blueberries, hydrangeas, pansies, birds and butterflies, blue crabs, morning glories, beautiful blue eyes, peacocks. I just know he's immersed in a comforting and happy mega wonderment of blue. This boy was very precocious, Gannon was. He was born premature. A micro-preemie, no less, because he couldn't wait to get started on this thing called life. He was bright, he had an exceptional sense of humor, and he was loved very, very much. But his wicked, lily-livered step-mental, step-moron, step-menace, step-mobster brought a halt to video games, playing outside, teasing and having fun with his little sisters, laughing and running. When people have a near-death experience, many of them start off describing a comforting, warm blue place where they were not afraid. They're wrapped in sunshine and happiness all around. That's where G-Man went when he escaped his step-murderer's evil wrath. You see, Gannon knew all along that heaven is blue. It was day 21 of searching for our little boy Blue, Gannon, G-Man Stauch. Only one person knew where G-Man was, and that square-shaped, blockhead, ignoramus, depraved, immoral crone was keeping her duck lips tightly pursed. She had been babbling and quacking for 3 weeks now of these outrageous stories of 2 different rapists, of being carjacked, and various ways Gannon had been abducted. Each made-up story more outrageous than the prior one. She was energized by social media talking back with her and just getting her depraved motor going. She quite enjoyed the corrupt and vulgar game. In the middle of all the chaos LIEarrhea had created, she unleashed a video to the public that in her warped mind thought would make her look like a good and understanding caretaker of Gannon. He had apparently done something to piss her off, and he can be heard crying. She thinks it sounds like he is crying because he's remorseful of what he has done, but the public mostly views it otherwise, that she was further intimidating him after what seems, even though you can't see him, but it appears she is the reason our little boy Blue is crying. Perhaps after a physical attack upon him by a step monster. I'm not going to post that disturbing video on my channel again. I did once, and I'll link that video in the description if you've not seen it. It's very disturbing, so be forewarned if you go to look for it. So these Reddit comments that I'm going to read today are partly discussing that video. Again, this is from February 17th, 2020. I will continue scouring comment sections of social media that were blowing up during this time, when instability was allowed to run amok, and cover some of her tracks before she was arrested. This will take several videos, but it's really quite interesting, and I do want to capture it all, so it's worth picking through. Sometimes we learn new gossip, and some of it turns out to be true. Actually, I think doing this will give us a really good foundation of knowledge for when the trial starts. Plus, T, the one with the resting moron bitch face, was hiding in there too in the comments, using her alter egos in an effort to defend her sorry ass, her decidedly peculiar, wretched self. And of course, every day the update from El Paso County Sheriff's Office was something along the lines of, "Our hope is to find Gannon alive and bring him home to his family." Please enjoy today's selection of Reddit comments. Much love and peace. Thank you for listening. This is a tweet from Nicole Fierro, Fox 31 News. 3 weeks without Gannon. We're seeing a huge law enforcement presence sifting through dirt, putting up yellow flags, and focusing on the same spot they were digging into Saturday in South Douglas County. I'm speaking with someone close to Gannon's family tonight at 4 and 5 p.m. And just that interview, many of you will remember. It was with the babysitter, and she was talking about how she believed that piece of shit was innocent. And then you could tell she was lying, as if she was afraid to say, but she said later she got on, I don't know if it was YouTube or Facebook or whatever. Oh gosh, no, I think she did something to Gannon. By that time she had moved out of state and was safe. I think she was afraid of PT. Piece of shit herself. It's mind-blowing. Does that ring a bell? I'll play it for you at the end. And, of course, this is a continuation of February 17th, 2020. And apparently I was covering more than just Reddit comments. And these that I'm doing today, I haven't done these before. These are all new to us. I think you know what I mean. But I'll link the video of the intro that I just played for you from the last one, if you understand what I mean. God, I'm tangled up today. I stopped being tied up years ago. So these, I am not repeating these, is what I'm trying to say. Love you. Look at all these people out here in the cold because of what piece of shit did, and she won't tell the truth. This one I'm not very positive of because I wasn't taking good notes. Kimberly, stop it with the flippin' whining and rambling. Get on with it. Yes, ma'am, I'll try. apparently back then, because I guess I figured I was going to do this right away so I would remember, but then I didn't, and now I don't. So, but from what I can tell, it looks like this is where T, flea, batty, bee, sting, TB, flea, piss. Anyway, she was apparently contacting one of the Facebook groups. One of the larger ones. Didn't she do a really weird interview? They're all weird. She did one, it seems to me, with one of the Facebook groups. I will be well versed on this again, I promise you. I'm just kind of out of the loop right now. Well, that's my style, but I can pull it together sometimes. He said, Letecia Stauch said, I'd like to talk to one of the admins. Please don't blast this first, but let me talk to one of you first, please. Dang, she's sucking up. Why is she using her manners all of a sudden, saying please and shit? And apparently she had called and didn't get an answer. Maybe they didn't know who was calling at first. Had they known it was the piece of shit, they would have picked up right away, I'm sure of it. And then the person said, what's up? And she said, give me a few. The other person, is there a reason for your contacting us? Sorry, I won't again. I'm sorry. No reason to be sorry, just was curious, is all. She's always been anxious to talk. To the media, just to regular people, to pretty much anybody that'll listen. And how is she going to keep her duck lips pursed together during the trial? What do you want to bet? The judge has to end up putting her in a back room and having her witness her trial via Zoom. She'll be wearing a mask with a zipper on it, and she will be muted. So you'll see her duck lips quack, quack, quacking, but nothing will come out, which is preferable. I don't even want to see her mouth moving, though. It's gross. I feel a little bit nauseous right now, just thinking of it. And all of the news sites were on this, looking for Gannon. This is KVOR, an AM radio station. The search for 11-year-old Gannon Stauch has reached the 3-week mark. Today, authorities continue to search a 35-acre area of public and private land in southern Douglas County for clues. Gannon was last seen in the _𝐿 Ranch neighborhood on January 27th. And these people were out in the frigid temperatures. That snow was frozen, hard, crunchy, and they're sifting through it by hand. The wild goose chase she sent so many people on and broke every one of them. Their heart was broken by that witch. Reddit discusses topics, and these were created February 17th, 2020, or these were the topics that were created on that day. Frustration, inconsistencies. Why hasn't T Stauch been dragged through the mud? To interrogation yet. Her whole alibi blows chunks, probably. I'm not sure what that says. And I also see this one was posted as well, and they post a news article from KRDO, and we will get to all of these topics here. This picture, of course, is the front of the 𝐿 Ranch neighborhood. They had it all decorated in blue, anything you could think of, balloons, and at night it was just shining blue. It was really sweet. In this huge candlelight vigil. Gannon's mother, his biological mother. Damn it, my fibro fog. Can't think of her name, but poor thing, she had to be led away. They had to help her walk away. Landon, that's her name. Bless her. Fuck me for forgetting. And I don't even know how she made it there to begin with. Here's a lovely picture of Gannon, of course, hanging in a tree. I think these lights were added for effect afterwards, but either way, it's absolutely gorgeous. A picture of Al at one of the gatherings. I think that was at their local church there, and his mom came in for it. This was probably while she was down for the, she was down for a lot of it. She just sat in a cold hotel room. I could feel how cold she was when she was doing that television interview. And I'm talking about Landon again now. I know I'm flitting all over the place. This is me. Take it or leave it, okay? Anyway, I'm babbling. Let me get on to reading these comments. Another gorgeous picture of Gannon, apparently 4 years old there. Just eyes are shining. Inconsistencies. Repost since my autocorrect mistake offended some. Rolling eye emoji. Wonder what it said. This sounds like one I read last time. I'll have to check. She initially said she was working out downstairs when he went to a friend's house, but didn't know which friend. Text to her friend. Later switched to knowing who took Gannon with a description as well. Why not start there from the beginning so he had the best chance of being found sooner? I'll tell you why. Because it was a lie. All of it. Anything. If her mouth was moving, it was a lie. She had chronic LIEarrhea. Even if somebody tried to slap the shit out of her, she would still have chronic LIEarrhea. Next voice of reason comment. If he bled on Saturday so bad in the garage, why did they hike on Sunday? Again, another lie. And this lady knows this. She's just pointing out the inconsistencies. I mean, I'm not saying that she's not bright or something. Please, no. And I'm just being a sharp-mouthed bitch 'cause it's fun. She also mentions him sitting on the back of the car to set up a reason why there might be blood on or in the back of the car. Yeah, things that make you go, and it just kept on going. There was 20 more different scenarios after that. That's one reason I think I had a little bit of a nervous breakdown from her, because it was just so all over the place and my brain was hurting from it. I think most of what we heard were from her interviews and the statements she made to clarify some facts. Somehow she feels the need to defend herself. Well, I'm not sure if she's saying the same thing to law enforcement, though. The inconsistencies could come from a guilty conscience, or it could be that she is very stressed and she's unable to provide a timeline, and she's just spewing out all the details that stood out to her. Is this tea? She could feel guilty of losing the child under her watch, or abandoning him at the side of the road, oh God, or perhaps even murdering him. I think all those could attribute to the inconsistencies. If she's trying to keep law enforcement off of her tracks, why is she saying all of this? The inconsistencies don't help her case at all. I too have a hard time understanding this one. 'Cause it's horse shit. How can anyone understand horse shit? I agree with everything you said. I'm sure law enforcement is looking at everything. Hopefully, when they find G, the family will get the answers they need. She seems like a typical pathological liar type who is used to talking their way out of situations. Unfortunately for her, law enforcement actually pays attention to all the bullshit a person says and will hold it against her. Yeah. Yeah, I've known, quote, talk everybody out of everything, shifting goalposts, etc. type of people before. The ones I knew best, I knew well before social media, too. Unfortunately, Stauch no longer has that luxury, as everything she's ever said on Facebook is fined by law enforcement, including the deleted posts. It's possible that nobody cared to keep track of her lies and inconsistencies before because it was too much trouble to try and pin her jello to the wall. Huh? Do you perchance mean ass? Pin her ass to the wall? Thus, she has an inflated idea of her own abilities to convince. That's quite a different matter from having every word analyzed by the FBI. Such a good point. Pin her jello to the wall. Rarely have I encountered a more apt description. This is perfect. She would know where she was when he went missing. She would know if someone left with him. That's not a forgettable timeline type thing deal. Deal thing. Papa Ronnie, is that you? If the carpet people came to fix it, surely there would be an invoice, and they would be the ones disposing of the carpet and padding they fixed. If the carpet was already cut out, why not let the professionals do this? Then they would definitely remember this, since it's just not what people do. From what I'm hearing, the lock for the gate is on the outside, not inside. Why the hell would the lock to the gate be on the outside? Are you trying to keep the kids from escaping? Or, I mean, isn't that a fucking fire hazard too? I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. I personally don't own a gate or a fence, so maybe I'm not knowing what I'm talking about. They were an odd bunch, especially piece of shit, and Al can't be all there if he married her, especially if he left Landon for her. Ugh. Since Gannon's sister was at the house too, I'm sure she knows a lot of what happened. I haven't heard her side of things. Nothing is adding up. If you will remember, and how can we forget any of Piece of Shit's antics, but if you'll remember, she wrote a statement to Nicole Fierro with KDVR in Denver, Colorado, Fox 31. I guess she trusted her and she wanted her to read the statement. I think she read it partly on air, but not the entire thing, because they're not going to waste their airtime on that shit, on her babbling. But the reason I want to read it, this was released February 12th, 2020, and yeah, we're doing February 17th, but on February 17th, a statement analysis came out. There's a gentleman or a group. They will analyze things of this nature to see what they can get out of it. I think they did Chris Watts too. And so I'm just going to go ahead and read Piece of Shit's statement. I'm sure she'd be honored for me to read it, simply because I wanted to read you the statement analysis, and it's very telling. They're very intelligent and good at what they do. So 2, 3, 1. First and foremost, I would like to thank all agencies, volunteers, and community members who are working diligently and praying endlessly to bring Gannon home safe. Thank you to my husband, who has stayed strong through this. Oh, he wasn't even talking to her at this point, was he? Yeah, he was strong. He was strong enough to say, "Shut up, bitch, and get out the house." Who has stayed strong through this and protected our family to the best of his ability. Wait, is that a little jab at Albert? Prince Albert? Not protecting her? Well, shit. You killed his son. You're lucky he didn't kill you. Yeah, it's just too fucking bad he was out screwing around instead of being home protecting Gannon from your crazy ass violent self. Probably scared the shit out of that little boy. And our immediate and extended family members throughout the East Coast. To Gannon, please come home soon, because your daddy is waiting to watch the new Sonic movie that comes out this week. And the cool shirt I got you to wear to the theater is in your closet. I can barely get through this without retching. It's a bit much. It's so disingenuous. Fuck that, it's horse shit. Social media has been devastating, from the harsh comments, speculations, threats, cyberbullying, etc. It has been a challenge when people are trying to run you off the road, waiting outside your hotel, threatening to kill you, etc. I encourage the sheriff's office to take down those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Let's do what Gannon would do. Be kind to one another. Is she fucking kidding me? Take down on those pages that promote negative behavior and violence. Okay, God, she's a crazy bitch. That shit. We all have engaged in something crazy online at some point, but Gannon would want everyone to get along and to focus on finding him. Yeah, and to leave him the fuck alone and let him play his Sonic games. And for God's sakes, tell the authorities where he is. Crazy ass bitch. I know that many people have kids and are invested in this because it hits close to home for them. I would like to think that overall most people are genuine and want to do everything in their power to find G. With that being sad, instead of said, please take a step back for a moment and let me explain to you a few details that were not released. Oh yeah. Smooth move. Alright, bring it, Pisa. For example, just like the video that was leaked, there are additional details that were hidden due to, number 1, the department doing its job. Number 2, the effects of social media and how some individuals would criticize or hinder the investigation. I chose to listen. I didn't leak videos or information. But at this time, it's getting later in the process. We just want Gannon home. Yeah, you act like you just want Gannon home. I feel the need to fill in some of the gaps. I feel the need to bitch slap you across the face. Now let me stress this. Police have known this since the first interview. Do tell. Saturday night, G was helping me unload in the garage and cut his foot because there are a lot of tools because Albert does woodworking. Why wasn't he having his feet covered in the winter when it's sub-zero almost in Colorado? Never mind. He sat on the edge of the car, which is why there was blood on the bumper, and we bandaged it up. Oh, she didn't say that part about blood. I don't know who said that. He was good to go. He always loves helping his dad in the garage build things like his Lego tables and the flower pot they built for me as a gift. Oh, what a loving and stable family they are. What has this got to do with it? Nothing. No one's fooled by this shit. Do you really think people are deluded by you? Bless your heart. After this, I noticed G kept going to the side of the house. Ooh, how mysterious. He told me he was checking to see if the gate was locked because he was the only one with a gate key. It made him proud to be the man of the house while Albert was away. Fast forward, we did a hike on Sunday, cleared, I don't know what that means, and shopping on Monday, cleared as well for him getting out of the other side. Please don't think for a second that there isn't enough of technology to determine shadows and movement around the truck. Okay. There was also proof from my phone that we had taken a selfie in the truck in our driveway. That was time-stamped. Wow, convenient. We always send pictures to Albert when we are out and about or when he is away. That can be scanned for actual time verification. Last, from day one, the sheriff's office has known a description of the person/friend whom Gannon left with. Okay, so now he left with someone. The story changes again. Imagine that. I explained to them and provided evidence. They had information about G having the key to go out the side gate. Last, they have more in-depth details that go along with this, pointing to who sent the person or why he may have come. Okay, it's getting deeper and deeper. Why did you say you went to a friend's house then, on foot? Never mind. And I'm ever so sorry for interrupting. Again, I repeat, they have had this initially, and I was asked to keep quiet about it so they could have the best shot at doing their job and bringing G home. The last thing that they needed was a hindrance to their investigation. Exactly, piece of shit. Poor thing. She suffered in silence all this time. I encourage you to think of any suspicious cars that may have been in the area watching a few days prior and keep praying for G. Felicia, Oh, Letecia Stauch. Well, guess what? This video is already getting to be quite long. Well, for my old tired ass, it's quite long. I'm going to stop right here. When I pick up on the next Gannon video, I will read the statement analysis on her letter. That's something to look forward to, because I'm sure I'll have some shit to say about that. And we'll finish with the Reddit comments and I haven't even touched upon YouTube comments yet. Let me know if you enjoy this. If you don't, I'll do it anyway. Well, I've got to get the next video out for the Rosenbaum case. Jennifer and Joseph Rosenbaum and the terrible things they did to 2-year-old Layla Daniel and her sister Millie. They were foster children under their care. I've just had one of my delightful grandchildren come into the room and she requires my attention, so I'm done. Much love and peace. Bye, Felicia.
Hi there everyone, Carly Moore with Fox 21 here. I just kind of wanted to give you an update on what's going on in the Gannon search. So today is day 21, 21 days since 11-year-old Letecia Stauch has been missing. We're out here in Douglas County where they started searching not quite a week ago. They've been out here in Douglas County searching several private properties for we have no idea what, but they've kind of been shoveling through the snow. And right here on this road behind me, this is Highway 101. You can see that there's a community service deputy for Douglas County out there, and there's actually one more further back you can see. So they are actually blocking off one lane of Highway 104 along the search area. So if you're coming one way or another, you will have to stop, wait for the traffic to come by, and then the deputies will let you go through the other way. So there's definitely some cars lining up here, you know, because they are coming to this roadblock. So these people are being backed up while the other side comes through, and then these cars are allowed to go, and that just process is repeated. The reason why they're doing this is because they are blocking off the lane closest to the area where they are searching. Now it looks like they have snow shovels. You know, again, there's still snow on the ground out here in Douglas County, right on the Douglas County line of El Paso County. So there's still snow on the ground. They have what it looks like to be snow shovels and buckets that they're putting snow into, shoveling stuff into. And we just drove by, we did one more pass, and I saw a couple of investigators or searchers or deputies shaking one of those, like a shaker board with snow on the top, almost like they were sifting something out of the snow into a container below. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking for. I'm not sure we'll know what they're looking for, but they are sort of shaking the snow, having it fall down into that other container. I'm sure they're looking for something small. It has to be something very small that they're looking for if they're trying to sift through the snow out here. So again, one lane. Oh, here's the group of cars waiting as the other people coming the other way can drive. So down to one lane out here in Douglas County on Highway 105, just outside of Palmer Lake. So if you are planning to come this way, just something to be aware of for sure. So we'll keep you up to date on fox21news.com and on air as well. We will go on after the Daytona 500 today. So whenever that ends, we will have a show. If it ends later than 5:30, we'll be on at 6:30 to give you that update. So a little bit of a different news schedule, but just wanted to keep you up to date. You can always, of course, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I see all these people are lining up here, realizing that they have to wait. Then they will drive right by that search area where you can see those crews kind of doing that sifting motion. So I'll post that video later here in just a minute. That way you can kind of see what I saw. We're not allowed to stay over there for very long. Again, it's just for through traffic. There is another pullout, so we're out here on a pullout right now, but that other pullout is actually private property, and that property owner doesn't want the media, or I don't think anyone else on that property during this time. So all we can do is drive by, so that's why all of our videos will be kind of moving along in the car. So I'll keep you up to date. I'll post that video of that sifting motion again here in just a second, so you can get a better idea of what I saw. But again, stay up I'll keep you up to date on the social media as well as fox21news.com. Thank you so much. Taylor, it's been a total of 21 days since he was last seen. Today, crews out in the cold, sifting through the snow. Literally, you can see them here just shaking that plate there. But there are no new updates from the sheriff's office so far, but we are hearing from a close friend to the family and former Attorney General 𝐷𝐶𝐻𝐴 𝐶𝐾aufman acting as the family spokesperson. Another day in the cold searching for Gannon.
It hurts, and it hurts more every day.
Another day the Stauch family spends without him.
This is personal anguish at a level I've never seen it.
It's now been 3 weeks since the 11-year-old boy was last seen. 𝐷𝐶𝐻𝐴 𝐶𝐾aufman has become close friends with Gannon's family and has been at their house during investigations. She spoke to our sister station, Fox 31.
You can imagine the emotional turmoil that they are having now. They're strong people. Al and Landon are sticking together.
Monday, media was kept at a distance. And we were only able to get video driving by, but you can see crews, including a team from the FBI, shoveling snow into those orange buckets. But take a closer look. Crews actually sifting the snow by shaking it.
The family sees what you see and what you're reporting. And law enforcement is only able to give them the barest details of what is happening.
During this time, one lane of Highway 105 was closed. The sun now set on another day of searching in the snow.
Not knowing and seeing images that are disturbing of searchers, of evidence collection, makes the mind race to what is potentially there or not there.
Understandable for sure. And El Paso County Sheriff's Office said they wouldn't do any interviews with us today, and they also mentioned there are a lot of fundraisers for the family going on by members of the public and other organizations. The Sheriff's Office asked you to be careful, though, because they cannot confirm the legitimacy of any of the fundraisers that have been established for the Stauch family. But they did say if anyone wants to donate to the search efforts, they can donate directly to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office.
It's all mind-blowing.
𝐻𝐴 just moved to Oklahoma mid-January, but last had contact with Letecia Stauch, Gannon's stepmother, shortly after his disappearance. For a year, she would babysit overnight for the Stauch family whenever they went away and became friends with who she calls Tisha.
I think she's innocent. She's not the type of person that will do something like this.
What is she like?
I mean, like, she never even spanked those kids. She wasn't the one to get on to them. She always let Albert do that.
𝐻𝐴 is trying to help clear her friend's name after this interview touched off serious backlash online.
She didn't sound like she was hiding anything, you know, like that's just the way she is.
People from across the country following the case, some criticizing her social media posts.
I would be losing my mind too. I think she's overwhelmed.
𝐻𝐴 says Letecia may not have her phone and she thinks she deactivated her Facebook last night. You just think that there's no way that she would have done anything to him?
I'm not saying, like, I don't know, you know, like, I don't know, but I'm saying that I don't think, my personal opinion, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I don't think she'd do something like that. I mean, like, 'cause she is a